Hello, and thank you for joining the Trumpia group onboarding sessions. My name is Brian, and I will be your onboarding specialist for today. Today, we are going to be covering the fundamentals of your software to ensure you become comfortable with navigating the interface. Before we begin, I do want to point out that there is a question box that everyone has access to. Please feel free to post your questions, feedback, and comments there. Today, we'll be covering contacts, how to create distribution lists, import, and add all your contacts there, how to create opt-in tools such as keywords and online sign-up pages, and how to send out your first message. Additionally, we'll be going over the inbox, account settings, as well as our support tab. Alrighty, to begin, we're going to head over to our navigation bar on the left-hand side, and we're going to go over to Contacts, All Contacts, and then Add Contacts on the top right. From here, we're going to go ahead and we're going to see Manually Add Contacts and Import Contacts. Manually add contacts is very simple. This is going to be to just add one contact at a time. You just need to fill in the blank information here. The only mandatory field here is to have at least one of these three fields: mobile, landline, or email. Most people are going to be using the mobile, and all you have to do is select what distribution list they're going to join. A distribution list is how you're going to be organizing your contacts. By default, you have one distribution list, and that distribution list will be called My Contacts. Again, a distribution list is how you're going to organize your contacts. This is how you're going to send out your contacts, and you can look at it like your contact book. To create a new distribution list, you just create a new list here. Distribution list name, so what is the name of your list, roughly how many messages per month you'll be sending, and what kind of message you'll be sending. So updates, reminders, coupons, alerts, and then alternate list name. So this is primarily used for API, however, it is used for a small handful of other features. So we recommend using the same name as your distribution list name, just with no spaces or special characters. Once you're done, you just go ahead and hit create on the bottom right, and then it'll join the rest of the list of your other distribution lists. Then you just select what list you wanted to go to, and then that contact to go here. If you want to add more than one contact at a time, you just add more contact, and it'll go to the next one. Next up, we're going to go ahead and show you import contacts. Again, that's contacts, all contacts, add contacts, and you'll get back here. And then import contacts. And then again, you select a distribution list. So what list are they going to be added to? Once you've selected that, it's going to show up here. And then handling invalid contacts. So this is handling contacts that have not been formatted correctly. So let's say you selected first name, last name, mobile number, and email, but that mobile number was not formatted properly. This top option is still going to bring in first name, last name, and email, but not that mobile number. You just bring that mobile number in later. Second option is not going to bring in any of that contact, and you'll just bring in the whole contact later on. It's personal preference, whichever you prefer, and then you just go ahead and select based on that. Handling existing contacts. So let's say you bring in a contact list. Later on, you bring in a new list. It has some of the same contacts on it. Maybe some of those contacts have updated information. This top option will update the information for some of those old contacts. The second option will say, let's not touch those old contacts. I want to leave them as they were. It again is personal preference, so it's up to you on how you want to choose to use this. Next up, we're going to go down to the bottom of this page, the blue How to Use button. This is going to show you how to set up your file. There are three very important steps to pay attention to here. The first one is that your file needs to be set up as a CSV file. So for starters, that means you get an Excel file and make it a CSV. So you just save as CSV. The next important thing is that row 1 has to have titles. So if you don't have their first row being titles, you will lose your first row of contacts. So be sure you have titles there. Right here, we have country code, mobile, email, and landline. This is for example purposes only. You do not have to have these exact ones. So if you want to have just one row or one column of mobile numbers and that's it, that's fine. If you want to have plenty of rows, plenty of columns, all that good stuff, that's perfectly fine as well. The next important thing to take away here is your phone numbers have to be 10 digits only. That means no country code, no special characters, no spaces, none of that. It has to be just 10 digits only. Um, that is one of the most common mistakes people make, so just be sure to make it 10 digits only. And then just remember those 3 important things here, and you'll be good to go to upload your contacts. By default, our system provides you with first name, last name, mobile number, email, and landline. If you want to bring in any additional information, you're able to do so utilizing custom data fields. You can either click this option here or utilize it on the left-hand side here, and all you have to do is create the field of your choice. You can create number fields, text fields, date fields, time fields, whatever it is you want to bring in, you can do so utilizing custom data fields. You can bring in up to 100,000 contacts at a time. We recommend that if you do have more than that, you just split them up into smaller lists. Once you're done, you just select your file. Your file name also cannot have any spaces or special characters, and then just bring that file in. Match your fields, so you're going to match your titles to our titles, and then you just hit add. Once you've done that, you're going to go ahead and head over to import history, and it's going to show you the status of your import. So right now, ours is complete, but if it's in progress, it'll say so here. Once completed, you'll see, for example, this one, all of them came in. But as you see, some of them, not all of them came in. So if that happens, you can go ahead and see we had an invalid contact here. So if we want to know why that contact didn't come in, on the top right, we have export discard record. Go ahead and click that. It'll export you a file that tells you why these contacts did not come in. More often than not, the 2 main reasons are either 1, the contact has opted out, so they texted stop, or they are on a no-call list, and that means they're not able to be added in. If they want to be added in, all they have to do is text stop, or they have to text unstop to be added back into your list. They text unstop to your toll-free number, which can be found right here on the top left. And then you're able to add them. The other common factor is an invalid field. Something like maybe you forgot to remove the dashes or the parentheses from your phone numbers. Regardless of what it is, it will tell you that in this discard record. That is pretty much it for adding contacts that you have. So let's go ahead and move on to bringing in new contacts. So that's going to be under campaigns and keyword signups. From here, we're going to go ahead and hit create, and we'll go ahead and create our first keyword. So we're going to go ahead and use webinar. That means someone can use the word webinar. They'll text webinar to our toll-free number, which again is found on the top left, and they will be added to the list of our choice. The purpose of utilizing keywords is we can go ahead and now make a poster that says text webinar to our toll-free number, and you'll be added to our list to get updates about webinars. You can make this poster, you can put it on your social media, you can put it around your office, you can put it on windows, on a park bench, wherever you want to put it. You can promote this, and it's a good way to get your information out there. And depending on how you do it, it's even a free way to do so. For example, using social media, it doesn't really cost you anything other than the design time. Doing this is a great way to get easy marketing, and sometimes, for example, let's say we are a restaurant and we are wanting to do a promotion. We can do, hey, text soda to receive a free soda on the next time you come in. Next up is an internal description. That means only you are going to be seeing the description on what this keyword is for. Double opt-in confirmation. So by default, when someone sends in a keyword, they're going to come in, they send the keyword, they get added to the list. If you choose to enable it, they're going to send the keyword, they're going to receive a response along the lines of, are you sure you want to join? They have to reply yes, and then they get added to the list. So it's basically an added layer of security. It's up to you if you choose to use it. It is optional. Next up, distribution list. This is just deciding what list they are going to join once they are added in. Organization name. This is what shows up at the beginning of your message, which is going to be your auto response here. So since we are discussing webinars here, I'm going to change my organization name to webinar. Auto response now is, do we want this auto response to go out every time someone sends a keyword in, one time per mobile number, or one time every month, day, week, or year? We'll go ahead and leave it at every time. set auto response. Thank you for signing up. Now, let's say we were using that other example again, where they can send in soda to receive that free soda. Maybe we don't want people to get a free soda every single time they come in. So we can use this here option for alternate auto response. This allows you to set an auto response for a contact that has already sent in your keyword. So someone comes in, they try to get a second free soda, this auto response, so first auto response can say, thanks for signing up, here's your free soda, go ahead and show the cashier. Now they send it in a second time, alternate auto response kicks in and says, thanks for signing up, it looks like you've already sent in this keyword, thanks for your continued support, something like that. Now, by default, the system will be added only their phone number when people utilize the keywords. If you want to gain additional information, maybe you want their first name, last name, mobile number, or you get their mobile number. So first name, last name, email, any custom data fields, you can do that utilizing data capture. And all you have to do is select what information you want. And so let's say we want their email too. You can just ask for that. The system will default a message for you here, but you can edit that. And then once they reply back with it, it'll get added to their contact and then it'll send a thank you message. Then all you have to do is hit create. It'll go on over here. Back to keywords, you'll see the status. It'll be pending. Once it's approved, it'll then be active. That's pretty much it for keywords. So next up, we're going to head on over to online signups, which is still under the campaigns tab. And then we have quick form and type form. We're going to be going over quick form today. If you'd like to use type form, that is going to be using a third-party site. So in order to use type form, just go ahead and click on that there, and there's going to be step-by-step instructions in there on how to link to type form and how to set up the whole website. Quick form here, we're going to go ahead and click there, and we're going to hit create. Once in here, we just go ahead and put our description. So my sign up page. And then this is our URL. As you see, there's something missing at the end of our sign up link. So we need to fill that in. So for me, I'm going to go ahead and again put webinar. So now the end of the URL is filled out with webinar. Whatever I write here goes at the end of the link. So this is our username. This is what we type in the box. Everything else is auto-populated. This whole thing becomes the link we can go ahead and post on our website. We can go ahead and post it to our social media. We can post it anywhere we want to, and people can click on this link and sign up for us. This distribution list is what list they're going to join when they sign up. And then we add input fields and choose templates. This is how it looks by default. If we want to change the view, we can go ahead and change our templates here to make it look a little prettier. If we want to put our own pictures, these two at the bottom will allow us to use our own pictures. Then we just set up a title, webinar sign up, and then by default, here's email and mobile. Maybe we don't want their emails, maybe we want their phone numbers, maybe we want first name and last name. Any custom data fields we've created, we can also add here as well. Maybe we want those to be required or not required, or maybe we change our mind, we just want their first name. Whatever you want to do here, all that is done there. And then once we're done, you just save and close. Make sure it looks exactly how you want it to look here, and you hit create. Once done, you head on back to online signups, hit quick form again, and you can see the status again. It'll be pending or active. Once active, this link is good to go, and like I said, you post it wherever you want it to go. So now that we know how to add contacts that we already have, now we know how to bring in new contacts that we didn't have before, now we're going to be able to send out our first message. So we're going to go over to mass messages. We're going to go to compose and then put in a description. So my first message. Now this is internal description, so no one's going to see this but you. Organization name, again, this shows up at the beginning of your message. This does count towards your character count, so if you do have a longer organization name, you may want to think of a shortened down version, but you do still want to make sure it does represent your organization, your company. Select recipients. If you send it to distribution list, it goes to everybody on that list. If you select dynamic targets, it goes to everybody on that list. A dynamic target is effectively a subset of your distribution list. You're able to implement filters for your contacts, and those filters will then dictate who goes into those dynamic targets. Those dynamic targets will refresh every day at midnight. All contacts, that does not go to all of your contacts. That actually shows you all of your contacts, and you can send to individuals instead. Once you've selected who it's going to, you're just going to text message, start from scratch or with a template. We're going to start from scratch, but if you wanted to create a template, you just type it up here and save as a template on the top right. So here we go. There's our message. There's the organization name we mentioned at the beginning. There's our opt-out footer. And then there's our message right in the middle. As I mentioned, all of this is included in our character count. So what we wrote here is not 60 characters, but all of this together is 60 characters. And that is what counts down here at the bottom. As you see, it is still 1 credit because we are under 160 characters. So for every 160 characters, that is 1 credit. So once we hit 161, we're going to get over to 2. Once we get to 321, that's going to get to 3, and so on. So every 160, it's going to go up by 1. If we decide to use a picture, that's going to turn it into an MMS message, and that goes to 3 credits. And the way we would use a picture is using this button here. We're able to plug in a picture that is 500 kilobytes or smaller, 1024 by 1024 pixels. We could plug in a URL here and make it a shortened URL. The benefits of doing this are not only does it shorten it down to 29 characters, so it saves you some characters, but on top of that, it'll also allow you to do click-through tracking, so that means you can see how many people have clicked on your link. If you want to generate any coupons, you can make those coupons on the platform, and then you can plug them in here. Insert personalization, so you can plug in first name, last name, mobile number, email, or any custom data fields that you've created on the platform. You're able to plug in the dates here. You're able to import the templates here, and then you're able to use emojis here. I'd like to warn that if you do use emojis, it may increase the cost of your message. So as you'll see here, we'll go ahead and plug in an emoji. And then if I go ahead and put in a couple of messages or a couple more characters, it does increase to 2 credits instead of 1 because it changes the language of the system. So just keep that in mind. Inserting a QR code, we'll plug in a QR for any keywords you've created. And then we have generate text message with AI. This is still in beta and it will say so up here, but it will allow you to enter your business name, type, or industry, enter a topic, and then choose a tone between friendly, sincere, humorous, and professional. Choose a length between short, medium, and long, and up to 3 suggestions. Once done, it'll instantly generate up to 3 messages for you. And once those are generated, you're able to plug them in over here on the left-hand side. Once you've plugged them in, you're then able to edit them as well. So maybe you got some that you kind of like, but you don't love them. You can plug them in, change them up, and make it something you want to send out. Maybe you like them right away, plug it in, send it out. Whatever it is you prefer to do, feel free to give it a try. This is a free feature for you. So if you'd like to try it, give it a shot. Once you're done, go ahead and hit save and close. You'll see your sample message here one more time, and then you just need to schedule it. You can send the message out now, send the message out later, so you select a specific time and date, or have an automated recurring message, so you select an interval between yearly, monthly, weekly, and daily, and then a time interval between a start date and an end date. Once done, you just go ahead and hit send. It'll show you how many credits it's going to cost and how many people it's going to go to. As long as that's okay with you, you go ahead and hit send one more time, and it's going to start going out. As it goes out, you'll head over here to mass messages, and you'll be able to check out the status of your message. It'll say pending if it's being reviewed. It'll say it's going out if it is. And then once you're here, you'll be able to see the status. It'll say sent. It'll say failed. If any fail, you're able to click this number to see why they failed. Now that we've sent out our first message, some people might start replying to that message. They do have 4 hours to reply to your message. So if they start replying, they're going to show up over here in the inbox. So we're going to go to inbox and messages. From here, we're just going to be able to start seeing messages in here. You can open it up, and if you'd like to reply to them, you can do so in here. That way you'll start having a one-on-one conversation with someone within your inbox. If you'd like to organize your inbox, you can do so in tag management and then create a tag. You're able to create tags for any reason you'd like to do so. Everybody wants to organize it differently. Some people might want to have a tag for, let's say, we have a tag for different names. So maybe you have a handful of workers that are looking over your inbox. So maybe you have a name per worker. So for example, I could name one Brian, and that means Brian is dedicated to working on this person. I labeled it my name, and that means I'm in charge of this person and I'm having the conversation with them. Maybe we have it dedicated to support, and so we can have it saying this person's in progress, this person's resolved, this person I need to respond to. We can have tags dedicated to that. And then once those tags have been made, it'll show up over here on the left-hand side, similar to folders, and you're able to go ahead and organize by tag. In the inbox settings, you're able to go ahead and adjust what you see. So by default, you're going to see two-way messages, outbound, two-way messages inbound, and workbench inbound. Workbench is our automated workflow builder. This is a feature that some of you may have, some of you may not have. So if you do not have Workbench and you're interested in learning more about it, you can go ahead and reach out to your account manager. They can go ahead and give you additional information on it. You could possibly schedule a demo on it. They can give you whatever information you need on that. And if you'd like to upgrade to a plan that has it, they'll be able to help you with that. Additionally, we have keyword signups, voting, opt-outs, and other. You can go ahead and select those, and you'll be able to view those in your inbox as well. Finally, we have notifications here. So if you want to hit add, you can add email or texting notifications, and you'll get a text or email alert anytime someone replies to your messages. That is pretty much it for all of the basics of the platform. So that is all the tools you're going to need. So now at the end here, I just like to go over a little bit of kind of housekeeping. So again, this is where you're going to find your phone number. Down here in the settings, here you go to account settings, and in your plan information, here is mass credits, and this is where you're able to purchase more credits. So if you run out of credits, you can always purchase more here. Right here, you're not able to see it because I am on a back-end plan, but if you want to change plans or upgrade plans, you can do so here. Organization profile, you're able to go ahead and edit, and you're able to change your organization profile here. So you can change your organization name, add new ones, and default them as well. So I'd recommend doing that. Again, if you have a super long one, you might want to shorten it down. Again, just make sure it does represent who you are. Additionally, down here we have support. Our support tier is priority for this account. Depending what plan you chose, you may have a different support tier. For ours does have phone support. Not all plans do. You will see that as you go. And again, if you do want to upgrade your plan, you can do so through your account manager. Help Center resources are going to be in here. This is going to allow you to see, you could search through certain topics and you're able to see some additional help for those topics. Trumpia service status, that is going to tell you what our status is. So if you feel like the platform might be moving slow, go ahead and check, see if we're down or not. If you see that we are not, it could be something on your end. And if you don't see anything wrong on your end, give us a ticket, give us an email, see what's going on. Support tickets, that leads us over here. This is a good way for you to go ahead and just create a new ticket, and you'll be able to reach out to us on support. We get back to you pretty quickly, and any issue you might be having, it'll give us all the information we need. You just tell us what's wrong, and we're able to help you out there. If you don't really like the tickets, you can always send us an email. If the support chat is live, you can go ahead and use our support chat here. If it is not live, this will be grayed out. It is live fairly often, so you should often see this on. And then again, if your plan does include phone support, this option will be there for you. Finally, we have these help topics down here. We discussed a lot today, so it's common that you may forget a thing or two. Import context, for example, is the first thing we discussed. So if you may have forgotten a thing or two about that, you can click here. Here's a whole video about it, along with pictures and step-by-step instructions on how to import contacts. Any of these additional features here are going to help you with step-by-step instructions and videos on how to do so. So this is our support tab. If you need any help, this is where you're going to go. But that is pretty much it. We have covered everything that needs to happen. So if you have any other questions or need any help, I always leave a few minutes here at the end. So feel free to ask anything you have. Other than that, you guys are free to head on out. So have a great rest of your day.